Okay, so I'm going to be refuting the second affirmative, and one of the things he stated as a refutation to me was that for the astronauts and aerospace engineers to work in NASA, of course they have to have high qualities of, so NASA doesn't end up hiring someone bad or someone who is unqualified to work there. Now, one thing I would like to point out is, going back to a previous statement that I said, is that the ISS currently has 6 astronauts up there. So let's say the ISS does expand their, they double their staff. So let's say now they need 6 more astronauts in the ISS, and they have 12 total astronauts up there. When you open that slot, going back to before, the 2.6% of people who have a bachelor's degree or higher are unemployed. So when you open up that slot, it's going to be much more difficult to be able to find astronauts to take those spots. Another thing he pointed out was that oceanography, you can't compare it to the aerospace engineers. And he said that at one point maybe they were similar. I would like to point out that if they were similar at one point, what was the dividing point between engineering and marine biology? Because if you look at certain marine biology, their curriculum can be compared and is quite similar compared to engineers. Engineers need biology, they need chemistry, they need physics. Marine biology, it incorporates biology, and there's some aspects of chemistry in there. Now, I would like to point out that my partner has stated that the CO2 levels are immense in the atmosphere, and that each shuttle, every time it's launched, that's 28 tons of carbon dioxide produced into the atmosphere. As he stated before, the process of ion fertilization allows help to be able to reduce the CO2 levels. NASA doesn't seem to have anything to help reduce the CO2 levels. Every time they launch a shuttle, that's 28 tons of carbon dioxide produced into the atmosphere, and they launch 2 shuttles every single year. Now, one thing I would like to point out, the affirmative has stated that the oceanography is more of a short term versus space, which you can produce as a long term. Now, regardless of what he has said, I believe that oceanography has a potential to be able to discover about the same discoveries or even more than space has. Because when you go into space, it's empty. Space is it's very empty, and then each planet is light years and light years away. Mars is about 1 year, one Earth year away from Earth, while the ocean is right there, easily able to access and explore. Thank you.